The Future Creative Power Cable Set from AOHI. Is this the future of power cables? Or is this the most ridiculous thing ever conceived of by a human mind? Let's find out in this video. Hello my friend and welcome back to Survival Superhero. Now AOHI just sent me this little bugger in the mail, so thank you AOHI. Now the idea here is that you can build your own cable to be as long as you need it to be at any given moment. So if you need a short cord, you need a medium length cord, or you need a super long cord, you can quickly use the Future Power Cable Set to do that. Let's talk about the price. So the AOHI 240 watt Future Creative Power Cable Set is priced at $99 on AOHI's website at the time of this video. And you can hit the link in the description below to get more information or to purchase one. Now, let's crack this bad boy open and see what's in the box. We've got one USB-C to USB-C short cable, and it is 0.1 meters or 3.9 inches long. We've also got one USB-C to Lightning short cable, 0.1 meters or 3.9 inches long. There is one long cable, 0.8 meters or 2.6 feet long. One really long coiled cable, 1.7 meters or 5.6 feet long, and one portable protective silicone case to keep the cable set in to help keep your pocket or your backpack nice and neat. And there's also one extra nut. Now, what is the nut for? I'm really glad you asked. Let's talk about the features. So, to answer your question about the nut, check this out. When you connect the cables together, you can screw this nut down. And now these cables will not come apart. Seriously, these are never coming apart. The cables are braided Kevlar, so they're durable and they won't get tangled up. The connectors are aluminum alloy with reinforced joints, so they won't break or wear out like regular charging cables do. And it's even got an 18-month warranty. Now you can use it to charge up to 240 watts with PD 3.1 Lightning charging. And it uses USB-C, so it works with all sorts of stuff from cell phones to tablets and even things like Nintendo Switch and Steam Decks or laptops. And it's got an eMarker smart chip inside that matches the current needed at the moment, and it's also MFI certified, so it is safe for Apple devices. It's actually kind of designed for Apple devices, but we are going to see how well it works with Android and a rugged phone. And last but not least, they do make the box look super spiffy, so it would be a great thing to give as a gift. Now let's try this sucker out with some of these suggested uses, starting with the short cable. Now they say that you can use the short cable for handheld charging without cable mess. That is pretty cool, and it did work for me when I tried it. Now let's try the short cable plus the long cable. So you can connect the short cable and the long cable together like this, and then you can do something like this. Now keep in mind that the charger that you plug into the wall has got to have USB-C output because the Future Creative Power Cable Set is leaving USB-A in the past. Only USB-C makes it into the future. Now let's try the really long coiled cable plus the short cable, aka the Ghostbuster. Okay, here's a weird one. They say that you can put a power bank in your backpack, then connect the really long coiled cord to it so you can use your phone to take pictures or whatever you want to do with it. So let's try this out. Let's take the YKZ 40,000 mAh Cyberpunk power bank that's made for camping and connect the really long coiled cord to it, and then connect the short cord to the coiled cord, throw the whole thing in a backpack, and run the cord out the side to the front like this. Now I can connect my phone to the YKZ power bank and walk around, ready to bust some ghosts. Seriously, is it just me or is this extremely Ghostbuster-esque? Now let's try the long cable plus your cheap non-future charging cable, aka the Freestyler. Does this ever happen to you? You try to lay in bed and use your phone, but you need to charge it, and the cable never quite reaches long enough for you to actually lay down comfortably and use the phone. So you end up hunched over and curled up into a really weird position to accommodate the short cable. Well, no more, my friend, because what you can do here is connect the long future cable with your cheap non-future cable and lay all the way down, use your phone, and charge your phone all at the same time. We are literally living the life of kings, my friend. Now let's try the really long coiled cable plus the long cable plus the short cable, aka the whole shebang. If you chain all three of the cables together, you're supposed to be able to stretch it over 8 feet. So you can plug your phone charger in, then hang out 8 feet away with your phone. So let's try this out. Now this chair is 8 feet away from this outlet. So I should be able to sit in this chair and charge my phone with the whole shebang. Here's the problem. The problem with that is that the cables will really only reach about 4 or 5 feet until this happens. It is so tight that it pulls the cable straight out of the phone. Now not only that, but it bends the USB connector that's inserted into your device. And that is not good for the connector or your device. And if you can keep it from pulling out of the phone, eventually you will get this. Now let's try the whole shebang plus the Freestyler. So here we've got the cheap non-future charging cable plugged into the really long coiled cable, plugged into the long cable, plugged into the phone. And now it reaches about 7 feet before it gets really tight and starts to pull out of the phone. But it still doesn't comfortably reach 8 feet. Now you can do one of these and put the cable under your arm to create slack in the cable where it plugs into your phone, so now it doesn't pull tight on your device. But that is not very comfortable, and the second you move your arm, it's likely to pull right out of your device. So stretching this thing to the max is not really advised, but up to 4 or 5 feet and it works just fine by itself, or even up to 7 feet if you add your normal non-future charging cable into the mix. For example, check this out. If we plug this in over here closer to the chair, this is far enough away that the cheap non-future cable would not be able to reach. And it works great. So what's the bottom line here? Now this is a really cool idea. You can build your own cable for whatever length you need. And it's also really nice to have good quality charging cables that won't wear out, they won't break, and they won't get tangled. Now some of AOHI's suggested uses for this are a little far-fetched and impractical. In theory, it would be awesome if you could stretch the coiled cord across the living room while you sit on the couch, but in practice, it didn't really work out that way. They say that it will stretch 8.5 feet, but as you saw, that did not quite work out. But for shorter distances, up to 5 or 6 feet, it definitely did work. And it was great for laying in bed. Instead of having to cramp up in a ball and hang out close to the power outlet, I was able to stretch out thanks to the future power cable. Now, the Ghostbuster thing where you use the coiled cable to charge your phone inside your backpack while you use your phone outside of the backpack to take photos or whatever, I personally think that that is pretty far-fetched. I mean, who is actually going to do that? But hey, if that looks like something that you would love to do, then the future creative power cable set is right up your alley. So who is this for? This is for someone who wants to have the newest technology and has a little bit of expendable income to play with. It would also be great to give as a gift because pretty much everyone has a phone and everyone would be interested in a cool new approach to charging their phone. Now the truth is that you could just go buy cheaper charging cables at different lengths, but they don't look as cool as the Creative Power Cable set. They probably aren't going to be as rugged, and they probably will get all tangled up in a mess. Bottom line is the cheap cables are going to break down, and it looks like the creative power cables will not. And the creative power cables actually have an 18-month warranty, so if they do break down, you can get them replaced. Again, you can hit the link in the description below to check out the future creative power cable set or purchase one. And make sure to let me know what you think about the future creative power cable set down in the comments, and then you can click right here for another great rugged tech video, and I will see you there.